Yes, welcome back. Here we are again. This time with the statement of profit or loss and statement of financial position revision exercise for aqua pool cleaning. So the situation, Jeremy Volt operates a service business, aqua pool cleaning, apply accounting principles and processes to prepare a statement of profit or loss and financial position, narrative format. We haven't done anything aside from narrative format, so you go with the format that you know, because you don't know. We haven't practiced any other one. For the end of the 30 June 2009 financial year. You guys feel incredibly lucky because these are exam questions from other schools, and as it says there, use the paper provided. They're doing it all manually with pens, paper, rulers, and whatnot. So, I don't know. I hope you guys consider yourself fortunate that you are already developing your Excel skills, and appreciate that this is considerably easier than doing it by hand. Okie doke, let's go on. So first things first, what we need to do is we need to go and classify all of these as revenue, expenses, assets, liabilities, or owner's equity. So rather than step through them individually, you should be pretty much on top of this by now. So I will throw this up there and zoom out a little bit so you can see them all, and you can double check your classification with mine. Pause it if you need to. I'll carry on. Okie doke. So we go to our template. Again, our exam template, statement of profit and loss and financial position, statement of cash flows. So first things first, we need our business name, so Aqua Pool Cleaning, and the name of the statement, which is the statement of profit or loss. And a statement of profit or loss is revenue and expenses for a period. Okay, so we want to put in here for the period ended 30 June 2019. Statement of profit or loss is revenue minus expenses gives us our profit. So we start with revenue. Control B to bold that. And looking down our list, we've got two revenue items, service fees and interest. Now, service fees is our main one, so it's going to go on the top. Service fees revenue. And because we're subtotaling, we'll use the first column. So service fees is 155,550. Okay, and give that a tick as we're going along. Enter. Then we've got interest revenue, 300. Give it a tick, and they are our only two revenue items. So we're going to just put an underline here so that we can subtotal, auto sum those two there, and we move on. That's it for revenue. So then we do less expenses, enter, go back up, control B, and so our expenses, looking down our list, anything with an E beside it, we're going to be putting in here. Thankfully, this trial balance list is in alphabetical order, so any expense that you're about to put in will naturally be in alphabetical order anyway. So let's go down the list. Advertising. We've got 1100. Electricity is the next one. Electricity, 2,800. Tick them as we go so that we don't miss anything and so that we don't double up anything. Keep going down the list. Insurance is 1680. Interest expense 2450. Keep going down. Registration is 700. Keep going. Supplies expense 75,000. Wowzers. And wages is the last one. 32,000. Okie doke. Underline under both of those. Okay, this is an end of a section of data here, so we're going to underline underneath this one here as well. Make sure we tick supplies and wages as we go along, and registration. And I'm going to auto sum here. Take that up to get all of those numbers. Enter. 115,730. And then we come down here and we're going to do revenue minus expenses, so equals revenue minus expenses. Gives us 40,120. Give that a double underline, bold, and give it a dollar sign. I want to get rid of the decimal points, so come over here to then decrease the decimal points, and we want to label that as net profit. Okie doke. Well, there's our income statement, done and dusted fairly quickly. We're only 6 minutes into the video. Beautiful. Alright, we continue on. Statement of financial position. Very first thing, business name. Here's a quick tip. Equals. Go up here where we've already typed it. Bam. Done. Just saved you a little bit of typing. Saved you a couple of seconds. Okay. Then we want statement of financial position. And our period, or the date that it's at, incredibly important for a balance sheet. A balance sheet or a statement of financial position is a snapshot of the business's assets, liabilities, and owner's equity at a particular time. It's not for a period, it's as at a particular time. So our heading here is as at 30th of June 2019. Okay, moving on. Start with our assets. Now, they will need to be in order of liquidity, okay, and not just in alphabetical order. So naturally, we start with cash at bank and accounts receivable, okay. Now, accounts receivable and accounts payable aren't sub-accounted. We don't have separate itemized people underneath accounts receivable and accounts payable, so it's just one figure. So it seems like we can take everything straight into the middle column. So we'll go cash at bank, $10,000. Give it a tick. Accounts receivable, $31,000. If we had accounts receivable with their names and we had more than one, then we would itemize their names underneath here and sub-account them, subtotal them in here, or list them in here and then subtotal them into this column here. But we don't, we've just got the one figure, so we just put it straight into the middle. Give accounts receivable a tick, keep working down the list. Okay, computer equipment, delivery van, furniture, investment, supplies. Okay, so I'm going to put supplies next. 11,000. Give it a tick. Then I'd probably put delivery van's probably the biggest asset that we've got, so I'd probably keep that last. So we'll go. I might go investment first. Investment, $10,000, assuming that there might be shares that we can sell on the share market within a day. Give investment a tick. Then I'm happy to go computer equipment. $1,350. Furniture. 7,800. And delivery van for 25,000. Okay, tick those items: computer equipment, delivery van, furniture. So then all we're left with, we've got our liabilities in the credit column, and we're just left with drawings for later on. Okay, so that seems to be everything. So we'll subtotal here. So, and then auto sum. And that's our assets, 96,150. Less liabilities. back up, Control B. So we've got accounts payable. We don't have multiple accounts payable, just the one figure, so just straight out to the middle column. Give that a tick, and we've got loan from ABC Bank. $35,000. And that seems to be it. All we're left with in the capital column is, in the credit column is capital, which goes in owner's equity, so that's it for our liabilities. So we're going to sub-account out here. This is the end of a range of data, so we're going to underline underneath here as well. So firstly, auto-sum our liabilities, and then we're going to go equals assets minus liabilities. And this is our net assets figure. So we're going to give that a double underline, bold it, give it $, but bring in those decimal points, and that's our net assets. Okay, and then our owner's equity. Control B, capital. Capital, we've got 55,130. Add our net profit. So in here we're going to go equals, come up and get our figure up here. Always useful to do that because if it doesn't balance and you have to go back and make changes, you might have left something out up here and you make a change which then affects this, then it automatically will filter down into this section here, because if you have to go back and make changes but you've hard coded or hard typed this number in here, and you go up and make a change up here, still doesn't balance because maybe you've forgotten, oh, you need to go back and change this as well. Anyway, hope that makes sense. Go and use the cell reference to go and get that profit. Okay, capital, add net profit. Don't know why that's bold. Control B to get rid of it. Capital, add net profit, so we're going to auto sum those, and we're going to go less drawings. So our drawings figure is 43,000. Okay, this is the end of a range of data here, so we're going to underline that, and we're going to do this subtotal minus drawings gives us this, so that minus that, enter, bold, $, oh, this one here, we'll give it top and double bottom border, bold, get rid of the decimal points, enter, and our balance sheet balances. So you get that warm fuzzy feeling inside, all is good with the world, and we move on to the next question. If for whatever reason it doesn't balance, okay, couple of tips. Okay, if this doesn't balance, what we need to do, let's just say we've completely forgotten about supplies, and you've completely left it out. Okay, our balance sheet is out of balance, so what I would do is go equals, let Excel do the work for you, equals that minus that, to work out what our difference is. Okay, we're $11,000 out. So then we can go down through our trial balance list of information to see whether there's an amount for $11,000. So we can scan down through here, go, oh yep, supplies is $11,000. Let's see if that works. Supply should be an asset. Let's go and put that back into our assets. Okay, and it balances. What if, say, we typed in $13,000 instead of $31,000 into our accounts receivable? We're out by $18,000. Now, using our first strategy, okay, we're out $18,000. Is there an amount of $18,000 in here? No, there's not. Oh, crap. Wonder what it's going to be. And I've said to a few people along the way, we divide that difference by 9. So we can go equals that divide 9, and that will tell us if 9 goes into this difference figure as a whole number, then chances are you've made a typo. Okay, so we can go, oh, okay, that's divisible by 9. I've made a typo somewhere. And so you can go down and double check all of these figures against the numbers that you've input, and you can come back and go, oh, this is meant to be 31,000, not 13. Ah, bam, there we go. There's the issue. Or if you've put something as an expense rather than revenue, let's just say, or you put something in assets rather than liabilities, you might have put, what have I done? Undo. Let's just say, for argument's sake, we've put loan ABC Bank in assets when it should have been a liability. Okay, wowzers, we're $70,000 out. Just so happens that it is divisible by 9, so you'll go back and double check everything. But the tip here is if you've put something, misclassified something as a revenue when it should have been an expense, or an asset when it should have been a liability, what that means is that you've posted it to a debit when it should have been a credit. Now when it comes to balancing, the difference that you're out is going to be double the amount that it should have been. Okay, so if we're out by $70,000 because we've got $35,000 in debit or in assets when it should be $35,000 in credit. So your error is double. So if we've got an error, another strategy is to go equals the amount that we're out divided by 2. Okay, and that tells us, okay, the amount could possibly be $35,000. Okay, so we look down here. Is there an amount for $35,000? Oh, yeah, yes, there is. Okay, loan from ABC Bank. All right, well, where have I put it? I've got the number right. Where have I put it? Oh, put it in assets. Where should it be? Oh, it's a loan from the bank. It should be a liability. Okay, so we'll put that in there and get rid of it up here. And we've fixed our error. Okay, so we've got a bunch of different strategies there. If it's out of balance, we can divide it by 9 to see if it's a typo, or divide it by 2 to see if we've misclassified something completely and put it in the wrong section. But anyway, we've got it to balance. It all works. Hopefully you've had no problems with that, getting it to match. I've sent the solution to you earlier, so I'm going to pull it up there. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.